Okay, Lucifer here. Today I'm gonna try and review KoRn's Paradigm Shift again, their new album. I tried to do this before, but it took me like 25 minutes, literally, and I don't think anyone's gonna want to watch a 25-minute video. So, well, maybe you would, Aiden, you fag. So yeah, where to begin? This is KoRn's. I'm gonna try and brief this. This is KoRn's 11th studio album. The last one was The Path of Totality. It's the first one they've done with since their reunion with Head, which is great news because as much as I love See You on the Other Side and Remember Who You Are, it's good to know that Head's back, especially after he sort of had time to go clear up with his meth addiction and develop his own sound as a guitarist, much like Monkey has. So yeah, how to keep this brief? Sorry, I'm on acid right now. Who said that? So yeah, I got the deluxe edition, as you'll see in my unboxing video. There are 13 tracks. I'll have to brief a review for each one of them. Okay, so Pray For Me, it's heavy, it's got some of that KoRn signature sound. The chorus is a little off, like almost as though two songs were awkwardly mashed together, which is kind of my issue with it. There's Love and Math, which is track 2. It sounds like it could have been ripped out of straight out of Untouchables if it didn't have such a heavy, not heavy, but if its underlying electronics weren't so prominent. Or there at all, really. I haven't got a problem with the electronic influence, but it does ruin the song a bit. But it flows really well, unlike some of the songs later on this album. There's What We Do, which is an example of... It's kind of an example of this, in a way. It's got that really aggressive sort of Life is Peachy sound to it. However, on the chorus it's a little odd. Like, JD breaks out into these really high-pitched tones, and which don't really suit the music. I mean, I love his voice and everything, but it could have been used differently. For a Spike in My Veins, which is one of two really heavily sort of techno-influenced songs on this album. It's an example of techno and electronics and metal meshing together in a really good way. It's got a brilliant sort of breakdown bit, and it's really energetic, and the lyrics are a little lackluster, but it's really energetic and fun. The next one's Mass Hysteria, my personal favorite, really heavy. If left as it is, it could easily have been on Untouchables. It's just really good and really catchy too, and the riff's just it's just crazy. It's ridiculously catchy. I've had it stuck in my head like all day. Anyway, Paranoid and Aroused. Aroused. I'm aroused right now. Because you're watching this video, I'm aroused. I just want to let you know that. Paranoid and Aroused sounds like it could have been taken straight off of Issues. It's especially at the chorus. And Issues is my favorite KoRn album, so that's great. Less of a techno influence, sort of. It's still there, but it's more of KoRn's traditional. Not traditional, but it's more of a corny sound. Never Never, the other sort of really sort of techno-influenced song on here. I don't like it as much as Spike in My Veins, and they shouldn't have released it as a single. If they wanted to release an electronic song as a single, it should have been Spike in My Veins. But I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. It's sort of simple. It's got it's only got 4 chords. It's a really simple riff. But it's got a great breakdown moment, and I like it. It's not as bad as people say it is, don't worry. But it did sort of put some people off of this album, and that's an issue. There's Punishment Time, which is another example of the album sounding like it's mashing 2 different songs together with really aggressive guitar bits at its opening, but then a really weird... The verses are really sort of light. And soft, which it feels really awkward. Next song on here is my other personal favorite, alongside Mass Hysteria and Paranoid and Aroused. Lullaby for a Sadist. It's sort of KoRn's attempt at a power ballad. A lot of people didn't seem to like it, but I think it's done really well. The acoustics are great. They managed to make it much like with Alone I Break. They managed to make it sound like a to give it that corny sound. It's really creepy. The lyrics are a little straightforward, sort of. Let's see, 1, I love hurting you, 2, I love your pain, 3, let's get together and play the sinner's game. But that bit of cheesiness aside, it's really creepy and dark, and it's great. Victimized, it's not really noteworthy. Victimized, okay. If I had to pick one song that'd sort of just be the general sound on this album, it'd be this, Victimized. Nothing really stands out about it. Sorry about that. You may have just gone deaf. Okay, next we've got It's All Wrong, which opens up with a really sort of techno-ish or electronic opening, but then it breaks out into again, really aggressive guitars. Could be straight off of Life is Peachy, if the electronic influence was removed. So if you're a fan of older KoRn, you're gonna love that. Wish I Wasn't Born Today. Sorry. Yeah, it's kind of again it opens up with a techno sort of influence bit, and then the bass is really prominent on this one, which is good, much like with Pray For Me, and Love and Math. The bass is really prominent. The bass is kind of different to how they usually use the bass, mind you. With KoRn, usually it's sort of just the slap. Fieldy just does the slap bass, but on this one it's more of a traditional bassist's sound. But overall, yeah, it's another one. It's similar to Victimized in the sense that it's not really outstanding, but it's still a good listen, much like the rest of the album. So. The last one's Tell Me What You Want, which is another one of my favourites, mainly because the chorus is just so great. It's, tell me what you want, fuck you, go away. Which, it's good to see some more, like, vulgarity in the lyrics, because they've been lacking some of that in a lot of their songs recently, and on this album, surprisingly. I mean, they've got a few swears in there every now and then, but nothing like Life is Peachy, Looking at You, Adidas. So, yeah, those are all of the songs on the album. If I were to give it a rating out of 10, there is another song, Die Another Day, but it's only on the Japanese edition, and I don't know where to find it right now. But you can go and find it online at some point. I'm sure it's good. Okay. I read into that actually. Apparently, CDs are really expensive in Japan, and that's why bands often write an extra track for them. Apparently. So yeah, the deluxe. If we were to give it a score out of 10, anyway. I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It's very solid, much like my feces. Again, the techno and the rock blends together quite well. I prefer the sound that they have here, where the metal's more prominent, as opposed to Path of Totality, where it sort of takes a backseat to the dubstep and electronic sound. So yeah, it's good. The deluxe edition also came with a documentary, but you're probably not going to learn much, but there'll be no David Attenborough related shit here. The guys, they're a bunch of cool guys, but as well as being talented musicians, which is great. Unlike some other bands who have great talented musicians who are a bunch of whiny bitches. Looking at you, Metallica. Just watch Some Kind of Monster, you'll understand. So yeah, that was the paradigm shift, I guess. I'd recommend you should definitely go out and buy it, especially if you're a KoRn fan. This is a must-have. It shows that KoRn isn't entirely lost, and I look forward to seeing what they produce in the future with Headback. So after that really... Oh, Jesus, calm down. Sorry. So after that really sort of cliche ending, I leave you with this. Viagra.